Hi, friends. Donovan here. Today is December 17th, and here today I've got some free time. It's pretty quiet. Pet's not bothering me. Wife is out right now, so I thought it'd be a good time to, while it's quiet at the house, to make this little video. For some of you, most of you that know me, know that I'm an author, and I have been working diligently for really last month and a half, almost 2 months, on a new project, and it is turning my existing story, short story, called Hutari, Providence of Gods and Men, into a graphic novel. I love comic books. I love graphic novels. I always thought that my original series, the Third Heaven, The Rise of Fallen Stars, and that whole series would be a great graphic novel. And I still believe that, but I never had the technology, never had the resources to put that to make that happen. So with the advent of AI, I don't even like that term because it's really not artificial intelligence. It's more about mathematics and really good log algorithms. um, but with the advent of things like Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and other types of technology like that, I've actually, for the first time in my life, been able to realize the vision of creating a graphic novel. So what I want to do is kind of walk you through what my steps have been. So for those individuals out there, the creatives that want to mimic, do, or surpass even what I've done, here's the road path in terms of how to do that. So let me start a little bit by telling you what's going on. So let me go quickly to my Amazon page. So this is the Amazon page. This is a book. It's a short story. It's already been written. It's already on Amazon. The idea is that this is what's called a reader magnet. So it's basically a freebie. It's a prequel to the main story that I'm in the process of writing now. Okay, so it's an upcoming 3-book series that talks about this character. So it was my desire to create a reader magnet, something that I could give people a taste of what the writing's going to be like, and give them an understanding of the world building, the story behind here. So to introduce people to the story, I want to give away for free. I have it on Kindle here for 99 cents, only because they don't let me give it away for free. And I'm working on that. I'll get that resolved eventually. But right now it's on the store for like 99 cents. I had a professional cover made by the graphic artist that I've used for all of my novels. And so it's been up. It's even got 5 reviews. I've got some what they call A+ advertising in here, and it's not a big book. It's only 26 pages. It's meant to be a short story. So with the advent of AI technology, I realized, man, I would love to this will be a great graphic novel. And what's 26 pages, what's short in a 26 page format, could really pop in a graphic novel format. The intent, the design was to, again, digitally create the graphic novel, provide the graphic novel for free. I'm not interested in selling the digital version of the graphic novel for any cost. Same thing. Whets the reader's appetite, gets them into the story, makes them want to get into the next book. The print version I actually would sell, and I'd sell that at my tables when I go to author events and things like that. So the goal is to create not just a digital version, but an actual hard copy version of graphic novel. I have 2 here actually that I recently bought. I'm a Thor fan. I like Marvel Comics, and so I've actually gone out and purchased. I read this one. Haven't read this one yet, and but I wanted to see what's the market looking like right now. And so, give me an idea. What's the size of the book? What should it be? So as I'm producing my book, I'm consistent with what's out there on the market. What do the images look like? What the titling looks like and things like that? What does the back covers look like? So I brought these books. That's my excuse anyway. I bought these books not just to get an enjoyable read, but also get a taste as to how you go about designing a graphic novel. So that's kind of, I would say, step 1, depending on what type of style of book you like, what you're trying to do. find the graphic novel that best mimics that, whether that's something you look at on Amazon or whether that's something that you just go to the store. I just went to the comic store and picked that up, and be prepared to get a feel for what's that like. So that was one of the things that I did. Second thing that I did was I realized, how do I turn, I'm a novelist, so I've got a lot of novels. How do I turn my novel into a graphic novel? I've never done that before. I have no clue what to do. So basically what I did is there's two separate skill sets when it comes to writing a novel versus essentially writing a script. So I realized I had to think differently about the short story. So what I did, so on the screen here is the Word version of my short story. This is what it looks like. It's 18 pages in this particular document. So this is just a raw story here. Okay. So what I realized is that I had to do something to convert this into basically a script. I've never written a script before. I don't claim to be a script writer. I don't claim to have those skills. This is just a guy trying his best to put his story out to the public. Okay. So what I did is I began to look at each paragraph, and I began to focus on the action that is taking place in each paragraph. So for example, in this first paragraph here that I'm highlighting, I asked myself the question, what is the action that is taking place? What is the visual from this paragraph? What is the visual imagery I can take place? I can capture. And so in this case, the visual image was this person, the character, sitting in a chair. Okay. MC sat in the storyteller's chair as he had every spring equinox for nearly 10 centuries at this spot within the city center. So he's sitting in a chair. Okay, that's the action. The rest of this is descriptive. He's done how long he's done it. That's not relevant to what you see as a reader. Okay. But he's at the spot within the city center. So city center provides some imagery there that will tell the story of the creation of the four clans, as has been the custom for many years. Again, descriptive language. It's not showing really anything. It's describing something. It's informing you. The clans will bring their youth to him to initiate their schooling and education that will begin by hearing this story and underpin all Busar culture and thought, the provenance of God and men. So basically, the two pieces of action here is really this. It's really MC sat in the storyteller's chair. Okay, and if I want to add some more descriptive, I will say at the city center. So I went through my entire short story and I pulled out what is the action. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, those action snippets, those are what's going to create the images or the panels that are in the graphic novel. So each graphic novel has different panels, these little squares. A lot of us have read comics, we know what I'm talking about. So this is a panel, this is a panel, this is a panel, this is a panel. So each piece of the action becomes one of the panels. So after I had done that for the whole book, basically what I had was this. Okay. So page 1, MC sat in the storyteller's chair. That's panel 1. That's one panel. And I didn't know how many pages I would have. I had no clue how many pages converting the novel, the short story, would be in terms of a graphic novel. Okay. Page 1, MC sat in the storyteller's chair, the panel 1. Panel 2, parents slowly gathered around him and set their children in a semicircle. Panel 3, finally gathered. MC looks up, waves his hand, opens his mouth to speak. So, and then I added in the text. So these are just literally pulling out of the script that I've written and put this in text. And so now I'm beginning to get an idea of what the graphic novel will look like, because I'm getting some structure in terms of what these panels. So that's just how I'm thinking. I am not claiming that's the right way of doing it. It's just the way I pursued. It's the way that I logically started piecing together how would I translate this short story that's already in existence on Amazon into a graphic novel. Okay, so that's what I did. And as a result of that, I came up with basically my entire script. Okay, so now what I ended up doing, the various tools, which I'll go through in a minute. So now all of that has been converted into this. So, oops, let's make that smaller. All right. So now that cover on Amazon, okay, that's the short story. That's what you can buy on Kindle. There is no hardcover version of this story because it's so short, okay? But there will be a graphic novel version, okay? And this is the cover, okay? And this cover I created totally using primarily two tools and only two tools. And that is Comic Life 3, which is the software that you're viewing right now, okay? And Midjourney, which is the AI photography, graphic arts program that's out there right now. Midjourney is just absolutely wonderful in the same way, and I think it's revolutionary in the same way that, Joe Schmo, Joe Blow like me would not have been able to get his novel, his story out without going through the traditional process, getting an agent, hopefully getting it submitted to a publisher, the publisher publishing the book. That's not the route that I was able to take. I ended up taking the independent publishing route. In the same way that I was not able to, I just simply don't have the resources to publish a graphic novel. There are a lot of people involved in publishing a good novel. If you don't know how to do the drawing yourself, you simply have to pay someone. And then you have to go kind of back and forth in terms of what things should look like and stuff like that. Midjourney basically allowed me to eliminate the middleman. Okay. It allowed me to do something that I, on my own, did not have the resources to do. And that was to create this wonderful book that eventually I'm going to release, if not this month, next month. Okay. And so what you're seeing here is the result of, I would say, about a month and a half, 2 months worth of work. So as you see, here's my original cover that came from a graphic artist. Okay. And this is the cover that I've made in Midjourney for the graphic novel. Okay. This is a first draft. It's not finished. But this is it. And so as a result of all of that work, I've been able to take what I put in Microsoft Word, and now you have these images, the panels, you have all of the text, and I have been able to translate the story that I had in my mind into a graphic novel format, comic book format. And so now here's the children sitting around listening to the storyteller tell this fantastic tale, okay, about how their world came into existence, this fantasy world came into existence, and how the bad guy, how the world is, why the world is the way it is today in their universe, in their world, and he's sitting and explaining it to them. And so this serves as the jumping point, the starting point to what will be really an epic new saga type series. Okay, so I'm just scrolling here through real fast, but you get an idea. Everything that you're seeing here was created with Midjourney. Okay, I did not use Photoshop. I was able to pull all these images out, and virtually I won't go into the ethics of AI and things like that. I won't do that right now. There's like a controversy happening. I understand the controversy, and I think I might talk about that later, and talk about, as a Christian, how do I respond to that. But right now, I just want to show you, this is what I produced, this is what I made, and I want to show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take some quick time to do that. So I've already talked about how I converted my document. I took the raw language and I went through it. And I pulled out what I thought were the appropriate action visual scenes. Scenes that had verbs. Somebody was doing something, and those became the panels. I just laid them all out. This scene, okay, this action scene, this action scene, this action scene. And then as a result of basically each action scene became an individual panel. Okay. And so that's what I did. That's step one. After that, basically what I needed to do was to generate the images. Okay. How do I've never made, again, a graphic novel before. So Comic Life 3 is what I've used to actually create the comic or the graphic novel. Okay. It's free to try, and I think it's only $30 to buy. So you can buy it. Comes from Mac or Windows, and this is the software you can use to get it. Okay, and so it's not, in my mind, it's very, again, $30. I can't. That's a great price to me. Okay, that's a steal to be able to produce this. So what can I do in Comic Life 3? So I'm in the software right now. Quick overview. And this panel here, it gives me all these different type of variety of types of comics that I can make, or graphic novels. I can do more than make comics. A lot of people use it for presentations and things like that. I'm buying it to make a graphic. I bought it to make a graphic novel. So you can choose different styles. Like this is a manga style. So you see all these different templates. Basically, I can take this template, okay, and I can slap it into this. In fact, we'll just do that. Doesn't do any harm. I can take this template, slap it here, and now these are the panels. And I can choose all of these different templates. They're already ready-made. I don't have to make them. Okay, and this is for one style of manga. There's different style of mangas. So you see, I can at will just change the things, and it just adds another field over here, another page. Okay, I use the graphic novel template. Okay, and I just basically added pages as I worked through it, and it generated the pages for me. And I'll get this out here. All right. And it, as I created the images, I just pumped the images in there. Okay. And then I get to choose what kind of backgrounds. So on the left here, what they call styles, I can change the style, the background to just white. Okay. This, and I believe you can create styles. Okay. But it's really, really easy to do. I can make text. So I'll put that text there, type what I want to type, boom, and then I can move that into the position of where I want that to go. So as you can see, this really allows you to do what you want to do. If I want to make some fantastic, there's comic book sounds. So there's another thing. If you've never done a graphic novel before, there's different sounds that are associated with things in comics. And so I believe there's I want to say kaboom might be the thing. Let me see. While I got it here, I think that is. No. This it. Kaboom comic. How about that? There we go. I think that might be it. No, that's not it. Oh, that's not it. All right. So anyway, maybe I'll come back to it. Kablam might be, but I'm forgetting the name of it. I have to look at it and see. But Comic Life is the #1 program that I use. Okay. So that being said, the program that I use to generate the actual images is Midjourney. Okay. Now Midjourney, Midjourney costs. Midjourney is, and I would sign out, but I'd have to show you my password, so I'm going to leave it in. So in order to get Midjourney, just go into Google, go in your search engine, type in Midjourney. Okay, I believe it's midjourney.com. You go to their window, and all the instructions are there to sign up. Okay, it's free to try. Okay, you will not be able to make a comic book off of the trial. So let's just get that out the way right now. That's not going to happen. So the trial version allows you to make 25 images. Okay, when you start Midjourney, you will basically come into a screen like this. You'll probably start in what's called the newbies screen. Okay, newcomer rooms. You'll go into a newcomer room. And all these people that are in the newcomer rooms are brand new people to Midjourney that are making their images for the first time. Okay. Now, Midjourney is hosted on a platform called Discord. So you also need a Discord account, which is free. You don't have to pay anything for Discord. Okay. So you need Discord in order to operate Midjourney. And then, of course, you have to sign up for Midjourney. And Again, just Google Discord, how to create, how to obtain a Discord account. It's really simple. It's no different. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you basically know the processes that you need to do to create those kind of accounts. There, it's no less complicated, no more complicated than it is for Discord. Okay, and Discord allows you. I'm new to Discord. I've never been on Discord prior to Midjourney. So, but you need that Discord account. You go into Midjourney, and then here you are. Okay, so you'll come into this newbie space here. The way you get Midjourney to start producing images for you is you do the backslash, and this brings up what's called the imagine. So you're telling Midjourney to imagine something. So then you're going to put in what's called the prompt. Okay, so I'm going to ask it to imagine a little girl walking in the rain, and that's it. You know, real simple. Okay, and it helps if I spell correctly. Okay, and this is just a real simple basic prompt. Okay, and so now Midjourney is in the process of creating that image for you. Okay, real simple. It's going to take it a little time. Again, if you're in the free trial mode, it's going to take less than a minute to generate you, and it will generate 4 images for you. Okay, and then once that happens, you get to decide how you want to change the image. If you want to use the image, you can download the images. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do, and this is basically how I ended up creating my graphic novel. So all these people are in the process here making images. So I'll use this as an example. So this gentleman here, this is his name. He's made these 4 images. Okay, what this basically means down here, he has 3 options. He can upscale something, make a variation of something, or he can re-roll the images that are already showing up on his screen. When you see these images, these are 4 images. These are basically your test images based off the prompt that he had a picture. What this link is to, his picture, a picture. He has Harry Potter, AK. He wanted something, I guess, that deals with Harry Potter with an 8K resolution in what's called a William Morris style. I'm assuming he's referencing some artists or whatnot. He wanted in fancy detailed illustration. This is what the system pumped out for him. Okay. I'm assuming it must be an image of him. They look really similar, but anyway. So he has these 4 images. This one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top images are images 1 and 2. The bottom images from left to right are images 3 and 4. So the U represents upscale. Basically, you're just asking Midjourney to zero in on one of these specific images that you have selected and upscale that. Make it larger. You know, show me what that image really looks like. Blow that up for me. Okay. Well, if you select a V, what you're doing is you're asking Midjourney to make a variation. You like the image, but you're asking Midjourney to make a variation of that image. Okay. And then this loop here, this circle basically says that, hey, you know what? I don't like this first set of 4. Give me a new set. Okay. So if you press that, that's what's going to happen. So let's look at what I asked it to do. Let's find that out. I asked it to make a picture of a little girl walking in the rain. And there's so many people on here. This moves really fast. So I lost what I was looking at here. That's it. So here it is. This is what I created. So there you go. So now what I'm able to do, I've got these 4 images. It's just giving it to me. There's a little girl walking in the rain. I didn't tell it to do anything. I didn't give it any description of what the little girl should look like. It's just say, okay, here's a little girl walking in the rain. So I'm going to click this here, and that opens it up. Okay, these 4 images. I'm going to click what's the original. It says open original, and I can look at this more in depth. Okay, and so here's a little girl. Here's an image of the little girl walking in the rain. Okay, it just gives me 4 different styles, 4 different options. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I'll blow up this first one. So it says upscale 1, okay, and now I'll tell it to do a different version. So I'm not going to go into a full, in fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go into a full tutorial. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. This is just really basic just to get you started. Okay, maybe I already did that. So it's going to upscale version 1 for me to show what it looks like. Okay. There are additional things that you can do with Midjourney. You can add images. Okay, so every time you see a link like this is someone's. If I click on it, that's what that image looks like. Okay, and so this person added this image. It's probably an image of himself, and he said, "Hey, hey Midjourney, take the image that I've uploaded to you and turn it into a ninja." Okay, and this is what Midjourney pulled out for him. So you can take your own images, okay, upload them into the system, and then tell the system, this is what I want you to do with the image. Okay, and that's basically what you're seeing here. And so I've done that with my book cover. I've taken, because my writing, my graphic artist has a particular style, I own the rights to it, so I can do whatever I want with it. It's totally mine. I have the contracts and everything for that. So I've chosen to take my image, upload it, and I said, okay, I want to work with it. I want to manipulate it this way to come up with a particular look. And that's what's happened. Okay, as far as the look and the style of my comic book. Okay, or at least some of the images that you see here. Okay, but they're born out of this initial image. And what's funny, I was just telling my wife this morning, it's like, I love this image. My graphic artist did a great job, but as much as a great job he did, he still didn't really capture what I was trying to get at. Okay, and so Midjourney did, but I think it did that because there's a direct relationship. There's no middleman. I'm the one that is telling Midjourney exactly what I want, and I'm able to alter things like in real time. My graphic artist lives in the Philippines. He's awesome. He's great. I will continue to use him. Okay, Midjourney to me is not going to take away the need for graphic artists, but in this particular case, it's not necessary. And there's too many images. I know it cost me $300 just one image. So there's no way I could afford the cost of that. And what is now a graphic novel that's 99 pages. So there's no way I can afford that cost. So Midjourney's ability to pump out, to produce virtually identically what I'm looking for at a cost that is for free, or it's not free. It costs $30 a month. Once you get done with your trial, you have different options in terms of what type of subscriptions you want. And so I opted for the subscription is $30 a month. So if you're on Discord, you can create your own server, and that's what I've done. So these are all, I have a server here, a section of my server, a space in my digital office, as it were, that just deals with Hutari, which is the image. And so you're seeing this image here that I was using in the system. So once you go on the web, Midjourney takes your images and it puts them in a gallery for you so that you can see them. Okay, and so this is me, and you're able to see all the work that I've been working on. I've got a comic book series I'm going to come out with. This is a follow-up to Atari. Lord knows, you know, those that know me know I love Bible stuff. I'm a space person, and so I love space. And so it keeps all the images here for me to reference that I produce. And I produced, gosh, thousands, probably it's got to be 6,000 images by now. Okay, and all these images I can use. I'm free to use. Okay, and so this is just really a basic thing. So once I've created the images, I put them basically in a folder that allows me to access them more quickly. And then I've used these, and so these are all the images that I've used or referenced, that I've created, that I've referenced for the comic book. Okay, so this is an example of an image that's in my comic book, or in the graphic novel rather. So that's image there. So it allows me to really get easy access to the images and things like that. Of course, I'm downloading them onto my computers because I've got to be able to take the image and put it into Comic Life. But that is essentially it. It's a long process. If you're going to take this journey on of making a graphic novel, it's going to take you hours. And I don't mean 80 minutes. I don't mean one day. I don't mean 1 week. It's going to take, it really depends on your level of expertise. Again, if you're like me, starting from scratch, you don't know virtually anything about graphic design and things like that, then it's going to take you probably as long as it's taken me. But if you got the skills, you know Photoshop, you got the skills to pay the bills, this will be chump change for you. Midjourney just make your life so much more easier, even than it's made mine. So this is just a brief overview. I'm excited for where the technology is going. Again, I might talk about the issues as it relates, and as a Christian, how do you navigate that? How do you work through some of that stuff, the ethics involved, and some of the arguments that are being laid out there. So I hope you've enjoyed. This has just been, an overview as to what I'm doing, with the technology and what can be done with it. And I really wish you the best in your creative endeavors. Definitely feel free to reach out to me. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, reach out to me directly, DM me, talk to me in a chat group. Or feel free to email me at tornvale at donovanmneal.com. I'll put the comments and things and the links in the bottom of the video. All right. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Take it easy. Bye-bye.